You're good.
Are we going?
Yes.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Anybody logged on?
Not that I see.
Well, who's going to see that?
I don't know. They're going to have to watch it later.
So we're going to have to make sure that out here we talk loud. Hello, everyone. I'm handing over 50% of my knives. I kept the bigger one. We're back. Keeton's in the kitchen with an F. You'll notice we're outdoors. It's boiling hot. It's stuffy. There's a gigantic thunderstorm around.
We haven't had rain in weeks.
Yeah, hasn't rained in forever.
All we have to do is decide to go outside and cook, and then we got thunderstorms everywhere.
Yeah, so it's like literally thunderstorming all around us. The show must go on. I said that about this tree. I lit the charcoals probably a little close to the tree. You know what? The tree's got to take it because the show has to go on. The only thing we've done so far, light the charcoals. So if you're doing charcoals, I lit these about 20 minutes ago. We're going to slap the stuff on them here in just a minute, no matter if they're ready or not, but they are close.
So how do you know the charcoals are close?
Well, you've got to make sure that they're good and gray to get the good color and burn off some of that, I want to say mechanical, but that's not the right word, some of that industrial flavor in the charcoal. The other thing, here's the biggest mistake that I see people making, and that when people ask me about charcoal grilling. I know a bag of charcoal is $7.99. I get that. A bag of charcoal probably lasts about 1 or 2 grillings. That's it. Even if you get that bigger bag. People don't use enough charcoal. So then they come out here and they put all their food on, especially if it's like burgers or whatever. So it starts dripping down into the charcoal. Well, the first thing you do is you got to shut the lid so that you put out the big giant flame. Well, then all your charcoals go out and everything just sort of sits there and steams. What do you got?
Ask them if they can hear us.
Can everybody hear us? If somebody can hear us, give us a thumbs up. Because we're outside and I have no idea how this is carrying. I know my voice is usually pretty loud, but anyway, they don't use enough charcoal. So by the time your food gets roughly cooked, your charcoal's going out, and you're sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. So don't skimp on your charcoal. It's a little expensive. Go ahead and do it. What the heck? You're not going to grill that much anyway on charcoal. So maybe you do. Still, put out the money. Maybe your husband says don't use so much charcoal. If you do, you need a new husband. So, did anybody?
No, nobody's responded. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now? Can anyone hear me? Anything?
No, that's all right. We'll just carry on.
Okay,
then.
well, we'll just carry on. Hopefully everybody can hear. We'll try and talk extra loud. Today we're doing some of our favorite outdoor foods. Literally, barbecued shrimp is one of my all-time favorite foods. I could eat this all the time, but I don't. Mexican street corn, elote, is one of Sarah's favorite foods. I'm going to turn it over to her because she's going to start with that. We're going to roll this on through.
I need you to spread those coals. You going to spread them out a little bit for me?
Yes, I am.
So apparently there's a shortage, at least here in Kentucky, at Kroger, on husked corn, which just blows my mind. I'm from St. Louis, the Illinois side. We have corn coming out our ears. Ha! Ha! That was funny. Corn coming out our ears.
That's a good one.
Anyway, I stopped by our local Amish guy, and he had corn in the husk. So thank you, Jerome. He won't see this.
Yeah.
God love
Yeah,
him.
you're thinking him, but he ain't going to see it.
So, fully husked, we're going to put this corn on the grill. I have not done anything to this besides peel some of the extra layers of husk off. Alright, so now you're simply going to kind of rotate quarter turns, probably about every 5 minutes or so.
So the next thing we're going to do is, this is a great meal because this is all done on the grill, and you're not going to be dirtying up a whole lot of dishes. The next thing we're going to do for this charred vegetable salsa, folks, this is, I keep saying folks, I'm almost 50, and it's obvious. ladies and gentlemen, men and women, whatever. I shouldn't say folks. That's the oldest term ever. We'll be saying we're having a gay old time before this is all
Oh
over
my
with.
God.
For fun. What the heck? Anyway, this charred vegetable salsa is off the charts. So what we want to do to get this going is I've got an onion. This came from our garden. All I want to do on this onion is take the peels off of it, like so. If I can get the peels off of it. I always have trouble with that, Anisha.
I just cut a hunk of it off and go.
Yeah, that's what I need to be doing. And then we're going to cut this in half. Now you could cut this in half widthwise, sort of, but I'm going to cut it in half. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Length, or it's round, so it doesn't really have a length and a width. But I'm going to show you here what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this in half along the largest part of it. If I cut this in half the other way, the slices are going to be way thicker and it's going to take longer for them to cook. I'm going to set these right here on the charcoal. So I've got those sitting on there.
That looks good.
I've got a yellow tomato and a red tomato. These are pretty large tomatoes. I probably could get by with one of these. 2 mediums, 1 large. It's probably about what you're going to need. I'm going to go ahead and do both of them. The guy up the street sells them. Again, all I did was wash these off on the charcoals. Then last but not least, I've got 2 poblanos. If you're using jalapeños, same process. Take these poblanos, set them right here over the charcoal. Now, what we probably should do is show, we've just got 1 layer of charcoal in here. So I'll show you this real quick, what this looks like. We've just got 1 layer of charcoal down there, and we've got these vegetables and this corn sitting right here on the rack. So we've got the 2 tomatoes, the 2 onions, and the corn. I'm going to come over here real quick too, because I got to show you. Sarah makes the cutest things. These are logs that we find on the farm here, and then she plants little succulents in the holes in them. And there's another one there, and then there's some more over there. So anyway, that's your little gardening thing.
Make sure we've got everything.
We've got the vegetables on there. Put your hand up. I can't even see. There's so much sun out. Yeah, I can see you. Okay, vegetables are on.
Alright, so if you've never had elote or Mexican street corn, it's basically roasted corn on the cob with a mixture that you spread over the top. If you've had it, you'll love it. It is so flippin' good. But basically, this is how I make mine. And I should add that this is Gabriel, our son, Gabe, his request for birthday dinner.
For his upcoming birthday, this is his request.
Honestly, it's how we got the idea to do it for the show. We said, buddy, what do you want for your birthday? And he said, I want barbecue shrimp on the grill and Mexican street corn. Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
So here's the sauce. You want 1/4 of a cup mayo. I'm not an exact measurer.
Never have been.
Never have been. You're going to do roughly the same amount of sour cream. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio.
Notice the shorts I've got on camo. They're all ripped up and stuff, but it was an outside show today. I always show my shorts.
All right.
I had to go camo. It's outside.
I wonder if they can see you, honey.
I know, because I'm camo. I'm here.
All right, I've got a clove of garlic here. And this is a trial run on this guy.
We have a new gadget. We're always showing new gadgets on our show. We have never used this. Shout out to Meemaw.
AKA Donna Oak.
Yeah, my mom. She got us this. It's called garlic twist. Supposedly all you do is put the garlic in it and
Twist. I don't know if
hold it in your hand and twist it.
I twist it this way?
I don't know. We don't ever give these a trial run if we get them close to the show. We wait. We do it live so you can see.
We're twisting. Hey.
Oh! Oh! it shredded it right up.
Alright, we'll put a clove of garlic in there.
On the garlic twist. Here, you need a little brush.
Well, maybe.
Brush it out of there.
Yeah. Now, she said the best thing about this is that obviously you don't get the garlic on your hands, and then you can just pop it in the dishwasher, and it's really easy to clean. So,
Yeah, garlic twist.
we like it. We're liking it.
We do like
Alright, a clove of garlic. Alright, I've got chipotle chili powder. And I don't know what I said on there ingredient list wise, but
Or
I'm going to go
teaspoon.
half a teaspoon. Now this can be like a fly on the
Yeah, you got a little bug fly. This is done in real time.
This can be a little bit on the spicy side, but with everything else that's going on, I'm not too concerned. Alright, I've got a lime. I'm going to take half of the lime, and I'm going to add it. We're just squeezing the juice out, using my hand, my raw strength.
It's impressive. I mean, it's very impressive.
I'm not really known for my strength. Can you flip that corn for me?
Yeah, I'm getting ready. Oh, yeah, we're starting to blister up on our peppers.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Look at
That's
how
beautiful.
I'm going to bring one of these over. Make sure that we can see this. That's what you want. I can't see because the sun's in my eyes. We're filming outdoors. Anyway, you want that good charred side on that. Oh, yeah, your corn's good and charred on one side, too.
Oh, hello.
We're
Well,
charring today.
Yeah, we're charring. It'll be fine.
It'll be good. Stop worrying, everyone. We do this all the time.
My other half of my lime I'm going to make into slices in case somebody likes extra limey elote.
Elote.
And we'll just leave that for garnishment. And then help me pronounce this, baby. You're better at this kind of stuff than me.
Cojita.
Cojita cheese. So it's basically the Mexican form of Parmesan cheese, basically. It's crumbly.
I'm going to bring the camera over so they can see that.
It's crumbly cheese. Crumbly cheese.
Okay.
I'd say I added about a fourth of a cup or so. I'm going to add a little salt and pepper.
Let me show this label on this.
There's multiple different kinds. You can get it in a block. I'd say about half a teaspoon of salt because that cheese is a little salty.
Yeah, don't oversalt your food, people.
And then a little bit of pepper. I'm just going to do a dash. And I'm going to stir it up. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how much cheese I added. I'm kind of looking more for a texture. And I want more cheese. You want it to be cheesy.
You don't skimp on your cheese, people.
Okay. So I'm going to give this a little taste.
You liking it?
Yeah. I might go a little bit more cheese.
Whoa! 3 cheese ads?
I don't know how much cheese I put in there, but you're basically looking for something that's kind of lumpy and bumpy that's heavy on the cheese.
Daddy gonna have to get a second job and buy all this cheese.
Yep, that's good.
So that's your sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna show this. This is where we're at on this. See how the char marks on that's all there? Char marks on the corn, charred on the tomatoes, charred on the peppers, charred on the onions. So I'm gonna set this back over here and hope it's aiming the right direction because I'm literally looking directly in the sun. I think that's everything.
I'll
'Cause-
double check it. You come on over.
Because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do these shrimp up real quick. So, we got a bowl. I've got some barbecue sauce. Whatever barbecue sauce you like, use. This is one that's a little bit of a southwesterny barbecue sauce. I think it says on there maybe a quarter of a cup or half a cup or whatever. Put a bunch in a bowl. How about that? So you got a bunch in a bowl. Probably this is going to be at least a half a cup. I can tell you that. So I got that, and then I've got some Italian dressing. quarter of a cup. It's probably a half and a quarter, give or take. I'll add a little salt to this. Again, we're going to bacon wrap these, so don't oversalt this. Half a teaspoon max. Some black pepper. And then we're going to mix this up. The sauce is going to be pretty runny, and that's fine. That's really kind of what we're hoping for on this, because you kind of want it to drip down there between the bacon and the shrimp.
So like a basting sauce.
Yeah, kind of like a basting sauce. Good call. We probably need to take a bowl or something and take the peppers off.
Okay.
See if, look at the other side and see if they're as charred as that. If they are, they need to come off. So then we have some bacon here.
We got char.
Oh yeah, beautiful. Those tomatoes, the yellow one's probably ready. The red one probably needs a little bit of time. So we've got bacon. Okay, good. That's perfect. So the yellow tomato, the skin's peeling off and it's charred. You know it's basically ready when that happens. She's rotating her corn again. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a shrimp, and we're going to take a half a strip of bacon, and we're just going to wrap it up. You can't get good bacon anymore. So what you get is these pieces that come in 5,000 different when you unroll them. And we're going to put it on a skewer. If you have giant shrimp, it's a good idea to go ahead and run 2 skewers through these, because that makes it a whole lot easier to flip, because you got 2 handles basically. We just have the large, this is small income or small budget show. So we're just going to wrap each one of these shrimp with half a strip of bacon, stick it on a skewer. I know this might not be the funnest thing that you've ever watched. It's kind of sticking shrimp on a skewer. Should have done one of these ahead of time.
You think so?
Yeah. Nobody wants to sit there and just watch me skewer shrimp.
Here,
Just,
if you have super sweet summer corn, you don't really have to cook it for very long.
yeah, you don't want it burned.
Right.
You just kind of want it cooked. So we're just bacon wrapping, bacon wrapping, bacon wrapping. Now, let your shrimp be the last thing you put on your grill. Shrimp cook super fast, even with this bacon on them. You don't want your overcooked shrimp that are like little rubber washers that nobody can eat. You want that to be the last thing you put on. By the way, this is our fish cleaning table. We converted it to an outdoor cooking station for today only. After this, it goes right back to being our fish cleaning table.
It's been a good table.
It's been a really good table. Honey Baby got me this for Christmas one year.
I think that was our first Christmas together, though.
I do too.
You loved it.
I did love it. I still do love it. What can I say? I still do love it. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
There you go.
So if you need a Christmas tip for your man, fish cleaning table. 4 years later, you're still using it.
That's a whole lot of bacon.
It's a lot of bacon and it's a lot of shrimps. Where did I tell you I saw that today? Where somebody put down shrimps, like plural.
The mac and cheese recipe.
Oh yeah, the mac and cheese thing.
Betty Beard.
Yeah. Shout out to Betty Beard there. We always do a little shout out. We did one to Meemaw earlier for the garlic thing. That actually worked really good. Another little shout out right now to Chris Ellis,
Yeah.
one of my co-workers. We're thinking about you.
Yeah.
We love you. We've been praying for you. Good to hear that he's doing better. Now we got a few shrimp left. Just put them on that skewer. Now.
You want them on a separate one, or
Yeah, just put them on separate. So if you got any left, just stick them on a
they're just
skewer.
going to cook a lot faster?
What we're going to do now is, you want to see the fanciness of this outfit. Watch this.
Just watch your toes.
Yeah, you got to watch because the water does pour out the bottom, but we do have a sink. So I'm going to go ahead and take this other tomato off. I'm sure it's done and soft. Take these onions off. Charred these up really good. And we're going to set this aside for just a second. And we're going to start putting our skewers on them. put these across the grate rather than with it, and they don't fall down in it so bad.
Watch your toes, babe.
Watch out, water coming. Now, as soon as you put those on there, get your sauce. You want to bring that over?
Yeah.
And let's start brushing this sauce on here. You want to do this process early on before things really start cooking so that that flavor cooks down into those shrimp. And don't be stingy with it. We made enough here.
Oh, yeah.
For
We
one
got plenty.
For at least one on both sides. Really, I should have put that closer so I'm not reaching up under 5,000 degree charcoal.
Well, we can take that corn off here in a second because it honestly needs to cool off before you try to take the husk all the way
It would
off.
certainly be better on my hands. Okay, so brush them down good with that. Now, these are only going to take a couple of minutes.
Right.
So what we're going to do
Go ahead and pull that corn.
we're going to go ahead and pull the corn, put it on the plate. This is how quick this dinner is going to come together, and boy, it is going to be amazing.
So let that corn cool off a bit before you try to take the husk off.
Now, you see that flaring up because of that bacon? It's really not good.
Yeah.
So just shut your lid and that flame goes right out because it chokes it out. And if it doesn't choke it out, it's choking it out right now. I can see it close your vent just a little bit and that flame will go right out. What we're going to do now is I'm going to set up this food processor. And we're going to finish up the salsa. This is going to be amazing. Okay, so we've got our vegetables here. Limited workspace. We've got our veggies. Get out of the way, fly. You're not invited to this party.
Right.
If you can get the peels off these tomatoes without burning yourself, go ahead and take those off. They should just come right off. As these tomatoes cook, they should just peel right off. If you get an area of your tomato that didn't cook, it's kind of stuck on there a little bit. Now, go ahead and take your knife and cut this core out if you can and it's not too hot. The core is never going to grind up and you're going to have to end up fishing it out later on. Cut the tomato into quarters. I said quarters.
Yum. This looks so good.
That's going to be good.
This is my kind of food.
Yeah, outdoorsy cooking.
Yeah.
Take your peppers, cut your stem off. Again, if you can take some of that skin off, the skin tends to not grate up very well. Tends to be kind of tough, so just take the blade of your knife, scrape that just a little. That's just like I do in the house, dropping stuff all over. Scrape that down a little bit and just cut these into a couple of pieces.
He even picks it up off the ground.
I know, he's a good man.
Yes.
Take out the seeds out of your peppers if you want. If you want the heat from the jalapenos, leave those in. Take the back of your knife, scrape that pepper down a little. Get as much of that excess skin as you can get off. Will you open that up and flip those shrimp, please? And just put them on the front. Cut that in half. Take the core out of this red tomato. Ah, those look good. Cut this red tomato into quarters, like we did with the yellow one. Drop them in your food processor. Cut your onions into quarters. Cutting everything into quarters makes this a whole lot smoother consistency without you having to sit here and keep that thing on high speed forever and ever and ever. Drop those in. You got a little basting sauce there, baby. Flip your shrimp over, baste them again. I'm going to cut a little more of this core out of this onion that I didn't get out of there. Okay, so you've got that in there. Salt and pepper. Half a teaspoon. Salsa is one of the very few things that we make that always needs a lot of salt. No matter how much salt you put in it, homemade salsa always seems like it never has enough. So that's probably a teaspoon. I've got a lime. I'm going to cut this lime in half, and I'm going to juice.
Want me to cover that back up?
Yes. Yeah, I want to slow down that cooking as much as possible because we're getting ready to pull those too. I want to juice this lime into here, get as much of this as you can. Now, you won't have to add any other liquid in this typically because there's enough in those tomatoes. Even though you charred them, that kind of releases a lot of the juice in them. Put that in there. So Sarah's got a bunch of cilantro. Did you put cilantro in your, or you just sprinkle it over the top?
I usually just sprinkle it over the top. You could add, and we're back to talking about the sauce for the elote. You could add a little bit of cilantro to the sauce if you wanted to. I do sometimes, I don't other times. Sometimes I just put it over the top, kind of sprinkle it like a garnish.
Go ahead and peel these garlic cloves. Now what I typically do on this, just cut your garlic into two or three chunks. Doesn't have to be in small pieces, but don't put it in there in a big piece because again, blending this up, if it's all in real weird sizes and real oddball pieces, that's the nice thing about outdoors. I just chop that.
I see that.
Okay, so cut your garlic into a few pieces, drop it in. You've got some cilantro. This is going to be 1/4 cup, give or take.
Probably want a little more, baby. I don't need that much for my pork.
Drop it in.
Cilantro is one of those things that you either love it or you really have a distaste for it. But if you love it, you'll get to where you just want more and more and more of it.
I was going to do that, and there's a power cord right there. I didn't turn that sink on.
Oh, that's good.
I know we've learned from past episodes. We need to take those shrimp off.
Okay.
Let's just put them back in that bowl or something.
Here, how about a bowl?
Put them in this.
Yeah, let's put them in.
We're going to go ahead and pull those shrimp. I know they're done. I haven't looked at them. I still know they're done because shrimp take about 3 minutes. Now, one thing that I've learned from past episodes, flip them one more time. Yeah, we're just going to give them another minute. They're probably done, but flip them and baste them a little bit more. We're going to give them one more basting on that original side one more time. I know from past episodes that when I turn this on, you can't hear me talk.
So we're not going to talk.
Even though my mouth was moving the whole time this thing was blending in the last show, you couldn't hear a word of it. So, pulse this a few times to start breaking it up before you really turn it on. Now just turn it on. Seconds, give or take. Now, when you pull this off, it should look something like this. I'm going to bring the camera over here. We're going to take a look at this, and you're going to see how beautiful the salsa is. That is absolutely fantastic. That's the charred vegetable salsa. Now, I do have to taste this. Here's our barbecue shrimp. Looking incredible. So I am going to hope and pray that everybody can see this. The first thing you got to do with your salsa is always check for salt, because that's the one thing that's usually missing. That's really good. That's ridiculous. That is perfect. So,
no salt, nothing?
No, it needs nothing. It's
Wow.
perfect. Yeah, first time ever. I'm going to get this out of our way because we're standing in water with an electrical cord. Because we're not scared. And then I can turn on my little thing, watch the water come out the bottom. But, so you got your salsa. You got your barbecued shrimp. We got a little table set up. We got everything. Somewhere we got some chips. Let me give you a taste of this. And then we're going to peel this corn back, and Sarah's going to show you how she does this. Try that, baby. Let me try a little more too. putting those veggies over that flame and allowing it to char that skin makes all the difference in the flavor. That is fantastic. You could take that to a party, a cookout, your spouse. You could take it to Florida.
No, you can't. No,
No, red state, can't take it to Florida. You could take it to somewhere, and everyone would love it. You think those are done?
They're getting there. You can put them in the bowl here in a second. Okay, so a little bit of a messy job, but we've let these cool off a wee bit. When you're peeling corn, you want to come all the way to the top, get a hold of, you've got the silk on one side, silk on the other, pull straight down. Get rid of that, come back up, get the rest of it, pull straight down.
Wow, that went good.
Hey, this girl's from Illinois. That's what we do. We grow corn.
Yeah, good job.
Alright. Straight down. I've been doing this since I was a wee tot. Woo-wee. That's hot. Pulling your
Pulled all the shrimp. They're all done. Let me see if I can try one.
Okay, it's hot. You might not be able to handle it.
Ow, I didn't bring it.
It's hot. Now these are kind of small corn, or small corns, but they're gonna be delicious. That's all that matters.
Let
Okay.
me bring the camera over and you show what we're going to do with it. How about a feeling we've done this in a half hour or thereabouts?
We got some charred pieces there, but all in all, we're good. So
Okay.
basically, what you're gonna do, boy, we have made a mess.
But it's an outside mess, so it's
an
easy to
outside
clean up.
mess. You're just gonna take a little bit of your stuff. Oops, almost lost it.
Kind of like you'd add butter.
Kind of like you're just buttering some corn, okay? Now, you can take this if you don't want to eat corn off the cob. I know there's a lot of people who don't like that, including Eden.
Especially children with braces.
Yeah, Eden, Gabriel right now, he still has his braces, what, for like another week or so?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get them off soon. But you can take and you can cut all these kernels off the corn. You could put, off the cob. You could put it in a bowl and you could add your sauce to it if you wanted to. That is an option, and there's a lot of places that serve it that way, like in a cup versus off the cob. I personally like eating my corn on the cob, so we're just going to turn these. You're just giving this
There's the barbecue shrimp, by the way. Those look good.
a good coating. Okay.
That smells so good.
This is kind of messy, but you know, eating corn on the cob is messy, so.
That's exactly right.
All right, you're gonna take some of your cilantro. You're just gonna kind of take it over the top. Okay, just as such. Okay, you can take your lime. Squeeze lime over the top. You've already got some lime juice in. Your sauce. Okay, there you go.
And we've got the barbecue shrimp. You got your appetizer of your charred vegetable salsa using all the goodies coming out of your garden. We're continuing on with our garden veggie series. Pull you one of those bad boys off, honey. We want to see this. How's that action?
That's really good. That's really good.
Like really, really good?
Really, really good.
All right, so there's your elote, your Mexican street corn, your elote sauce we talked about earlier, your garlic twist, garlic chopper thingy that works really good, by the way, barbecued shrimp, and your charred vegetable salsa. It all came together. I don't know how long that took, but it can't be very long. I don't know what time it is, so it's hard for me to know how long that took. But We will be back next week with something, well, maybe not just as good, but something good, something that uses it up. We'll keep on with our summer veggie series. I gotta try this.
There you go. That's good.
That's fantastic. I hope everybody enjoyed this. We'll see you next week. I know, yeah, you're gonna have to turn that off.
I might have to use my knuckle.
Oh, that was good.